Hello, welcome to Momentum. I'm your host, Robert Green. I'm happy today to be joined with our guest, Claire Meeks. Claire is a fairly recent graduate of our Industrial and Systems Engineering Department, now pursuing her Master of Business Administration degree here at Mississippi State. We'll talk to her some about that, but the main thing I want to talk to her about today is EcoCAR. And Claire serves as project manager of our EcoCAR EV challenge this year and has been with us for several years. So Claire, welcome.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Yeah, really glad to have you here. So tell us, what is EcoCAR?
Well, EcoCAR is a 4-year automotive engineering competition that is actually international. We have a few teams out of Canada, but there's 15 universities involved. And we compete, it's a series, so it's been going on for more than 20 years, and MSU has been part of it for more than 20 years. So we're competing this competition set in the EcoCAR Electric Vehicle Challenge. So we're working with a General Motors 2023 Cadillac Lyriq to redesign the drivetrain and enhance the autonomous features.
So your job is project manager. So
Yes,
what
sir.
do you do as project manager?
I am leading most of the project. It is my job to orchestrate with the team to set project goals and timelines to lead us to success throughout this competition year, which is year 3 of this competition, but also set us up for success for the rest of the competition. I try to remove any barriers that the team is seeing, any administrative problems, anything that we may need to come to the dean for, anything that we may need help financially with. That is really my role, to just support the team in whatever their needs are.
So you've mentioned the team several times. So tell us about the team. How many people are on it? What sort of roles do they hold? Where do they come from?
Absolutely. We have tons of students involved from 13 different majors across campus, and we actually also represent 13 different countries of students on our team. So we have 10 of us are paid on the leadership team, but we have more than 100 student volunteers that span all age ranges, that span from freshmen to PhD students in all those different disciplines. So our students are incredibly dedicated to the project. All of those students spend countless hours in the garage, in the office, working to complete our project.
Are they all engineering students, or do they come from other disciplines?
That's a great question. It's a common misconception that EcoCAR is only engineering, but it's not true. We have 2 paid leads who are not engineering students. They're both actually out of the College of Business, but we also have lots of other students from all kinds of different majors that are a part of the team.
So if I wanted to join the team and just happened to show up, what would my typical day be as a team member working on the car?
Yeah, so we start, really any time of day. I'm typically the only one there in the mornings. My teammates typically like to work at night, but whenever you come, there's someone there ready to help you get involved at whatever level of the project you want to be on. And that can range from doing documentation, making sure our processes are ready to hand over to the next group. It could be purchasing, getting new parts for any corrections that we have to make or improvements for the vehicle. It could also look like working on the vehicle itself, writing code, actually doing testing in the vehicle. So there's lots of different ways to get involved.
Okay. So I've been sort of involved on the periphery with this for a little while, and it is a competition, but I've also noticed there's a lot of cooperation going on between the teams. So can you tell us a little bit, who are some of the other teams on this, and then how do you both compete and cooperate?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I said, there's 13 different teams and 15 universities. So there's 2 universities that are paired up with another pair. So some of those teams are the University of Texas, University of Alabama, Embry-Riddle Aeronautics University, Georgia Tech, University of California Riverside, University of California Davis, all kinds of different people from all over the country, and again, some in Canada, so it is international. So we do all compete. At the end of the year, we go to final competition and put our vehicle through some different dynamic testing events and also do presentations on our work. So that's where the competition comes in. But before that and also after that, and sometimes even during, it is very collaborative. Our organizers like to joke and call it a co-opetition because nobody wants to see anybody else fall behind. We want everyone competing at their best.
Yeah. Do you have an idea? What can you tell me? What do you think might be the greatest, most helpful assistance you got from another team? And then maybe what do you think is the most valuable assistance our team has given another team?
I think the most helpful assistance that we have given another team is we have a fantastic CAV team, connected and automated vehicles. They work on our autonomy. They are incredibly talented, and they achieved one of the braking actuations, which was one of our milestones, and it was proving to be very difficult for all our teams. But we ended up figuring it out, getting to achieve it, and then we were able to help Virginia Tech sort through some of their problems so that they could achieve it as well. So really proud of our team for taking that initiative to help out others. And we've received assistance in similar kinds from lots of other universities. One of the ones that we collaborate with very closely is McMaster University out of Canada, and they've helped us get through some of those similar problems.
Yeah, I don't think you mentioned it yet, but what kind of vehicle are all the teams working with this year?
Yes, we have the 2023 Cadillac Lyriq. It is an all-electric vehicle already, but again, we've been tasked with redesigning the drivetrain and enhancing those autonomous features. So a new Cadillac Lyriq does come with some autonomous features, the adaptive cruise, lane centering, those kinds of things, but GM was so kind as to wipe those out for us so that we could go ahead and rewrite our own code. So it's a great experience for our students.
Yeah, so it's not just people who want to get their elbows greasy, but it's people who want to do code.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you recently went to CARB out in California. What is CARB and why did you go?
Yeah, absolutely. So CARB stands for California Air Resources Board. They are a government body out in California that oversees a lot of air emissions, things that are polluting the air in California. So one of the things they do is vehicle testing. They have a huge test cell for dynamometers, and I like to think of a dynamometer as a big car treadmill. We strap our car onto there and we get to simulate drive cycles in a very safe and controlled environment and collect data so that we can improve without ever risking damage to the vehicle on the open road, any kind of malfunction that could hurt the vehicle or others in that kind of environment. So it was a fantastic experience. We got to take our vehicle, all the other teams got to take their vehicles as well, and we received lots of assistance from the fantastic technicians at CARB who helped us, again, sort through some of those issues that we've been seeing. So fantastic experience, very beautiful. Riverside was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, so it sounds like it was helping getting the car ready. And I know this is a 4-year competition overall, but it has annual competitions. And I believe you're getting ready to go to Arizona in a couple of weeks for this year's annual competition, then going to San Diego for part of it as well. Tell us a little bit of what is involved in the competition coming up.
Sure, so the vehicle will actually ship to Yuma, which is where the first week of competition is. It will ship in 7 days, 1 week from today. I can't believe that it's real, it's already here. So our team is working really hard to get ready for that. So during week 1 of competition, we will put our car through Vehicle Technical Inspection, or VTI, where GM engineers and other organizers and industry professionals will review our integration and our vehicle setup to make sure that it's safe and can perform all of the tests safely. Once we've passed that and gone through all our checks, we'll begin dynamic vehicle testing. We'll do things like 0 to 60 times, tip-ins and tip-outs to make sure that our autonomous features are working correctly. So lots of different events there. It'll be really fun. It'll be out at GM's Desert Proving Ground in Yuma. So very cool, typically very off-limit space for those outside of GM. So an incredible experience for our students.
And I'm looking forward to joining you out there
Yes, sir. We're
for
excited
at least one
you're
day
coming.
of it anyway. So tell me, what is one of the biggest skills you think you've maybe learned from your involvement over the last several years on the team, and how's that going to translate into skills you can use on the job?
I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is the importance of relationship building. I've always been involved with different social clubs and, love to be around people and be with people. But this year I've really learned the importance of that and how taking care of other people and other organizations in turn can be very beneficial to our organization. So one of those things specifically is, we support the university by helping out with recruitment events and different things like that. And then the university in turn has helped us overcome so many issues. And one thing in particular that we're really excited about is a potential special graduation ceremony for our students. They may be missing graduation, but the university wants to support them and provide them with that opportunity. So having those symbiotic relationships and seeing the value in that has been fantastic for me, and I'm excited to carry that into my career.
Yeah. So you sort of touched on something there. You've not only been involved with this team, but even as an undergrad, you were involved with your department, your sorority, had several leadership positions. What is the value as to you as a student and for other students to be involved in student organizations?
I cannot recommend involvement enough. It is just something that you don't get inside the classroom. Everyone at Mississippi State, of course, is here for a degree and here to get that classroom learning, but there's so much more to college. It is an experience that you get to have, and most of the time you only get one shot at it. So diving in, getting involved in anything that you're interested in, and maybe things you're not interested in that you could grow to love, is just create such a well-rounded experience that you don't get inside the classroom. So some of the things that I loved were orientation, getting to share my love of Mississippi State with incoming students, getting them excited about their experience. It was just so special. I cannot recommend involvement enough. And there is something for everyone. There's over 300 student organizations at Mississippi State, yes. So there is something for everyone.
Yeah. So thinking back to EcoCAR, what's it like as a student being able to work with engineers at GM, engineers and scientists from Argonne National Labs, engineers at MathWorks, and all these other vendors that, as a student, you're actually working with some top-notch people in the world in their fields?
Absolutely. Sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating. Sometimes I can have some self-doubt creep in and forget that I am capable and I can communicate with them on the level that they expect. And that's been a huge growth point, I think, for most of our student leaders, is seeing we are ready to move into industry. We are ready to work with these people on a daily basis. And that has been proven time and time again with our graduates outperforming other Bagley College of Engineering graduates. While the college trains and prepares students very well, the college has a 95% successful career placement rate, and EcoCAR has 100%. And we also produce graduates that earn on average $6,000 higher than the regular graduate.
That's one reason to do EcoCAR.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we've got about a minute left, Claire. So in that time, you got your bachelor's degree in industrial engineering. Now you're doing your master's in business administration. Why the switch? Is it all that different? Or is it a lot of similarities?
There are a lot of similarities. It's a different style of learning. Everything I got in IE was black and white, very straightforward, and then business is more strategic thinking. There's a lot of gray area, so that was difficult for an engineer to get used to, but I think it's been really beneficial and it's going to help me move into management roles.
Yeah. Well, Claire, it's been a pleasure having you here, and I know you're excited about the competition coming up and graduating. Where are you going to go after you graduate?
I am going home. I am moving back to North Mississippi to accept a role as a project management specialist at ABB.
Okay, well, we wish you the best of luck. It's been a pleasure having you on campus all these years and working with you, and thank you for all you've done for EcoCAR and the college, and wish the best to the team. And I want to thank you all for joining us on this edition of Momentum, and I look forward to seeing you next time.